Here I'm going to show you how to paint cabinets. These cabinets are 30 years old and have this gloss finish, and I'm going to show you step by step on how to get these prepared to paint and then reattach them. The first step is to remove all the doors and hinges. You need to remove the hinges so you can paint the face, but also you need to remove the doors because you're going to want to sand those in a different location and paint them as well. So now we just need to sand the faces. We're sanding the doors out in the garage right now, but I'm going to use 120. Just kind of go over the surface. Now 120 might actually create a little bit of scratching, and if you notice that, then switch to 220 after you're done. But we're just trying to get the varnish off. I notice I'm not feeling any sort of finished edge right here, so I just need to get the face, so it shouldn't really take very long. It took longer to probably empty all the cabinets though. You can see what we did in this cabinet is just kind of cover them up with some towels, because we're only painting the frame anyways, so I didn't want to take everything out. Maybe it's a good idea, bad idea, I'm not really sure. We're gonna find out. Here I'm priming all the cabinets. You can just work along. If you don't worry about the walls, you don't need to tape it off. But there are areas that I was concerned with, like the vinyl window. So as I'm painting that area, my wife also starts putting on some blue tape. You can see that in the description if you'd like. Blue or green tape is fine. It's called painter's tape. And you're going to want to tape all that off while you're putting the primer on. So you can see here that we got everything primed now. All the kitchen frames. Did 2 coats of using Bullseye primer, and it went pretty well. We did sand last night. It seems to be holding. I did kind of the scratch test. You know, just got to go up here and scratch it, make sure it's holding. I know we had an issue before of it flaking off because of the varnish underneath. So we'll be able to paint tonight after this cures for a few hours, and now we're gonna work on the doors. All right, so now what we're gonna do is sand these using some sort of palm sander, just for the flat areas. I got a clamp on here, it just kind of holds it in place so I can use 2 hands on this at once. Once I have that done, I'm just going to take a 120 here. You can go 220 if you worry about scratches. I'm not. I'm going to go in here and get all the details, all the trim work. Again, we're not sanding it all off, we're just trying to scuff it up a little bit so the primer will hold on. Once I have this done, I'm just going to blow it off the air compressor, or you can use a shot vac and just suck it all off. I'll hand this to my wife. She'll just use a damp cloth to get all any leftover dust and let it sit a while. It's pretty cold out here. We want it to get to room temperature, but we're going to paint these in the basement. So you can see we started sanding these, and now that we have them all in the basement, my wife started priming them, and basically we put them on their backside, or we painted the backside first, and then put 2 coats of primer on there, flip it over, 2 coats of primer, and then probably let it rest overnight, and then paint it tomorrow. So you can see we flipped these over and started painting. We found it best to use a brush for just like the corners, like you see she's edging right now, and then use a small roller for all the flat surfaces. And it gives a pretty even look to it, even though this is just primer, so it doesn't really need to look even yet, but it looks pretty good already. Oh, also you should have a lot of good ventilation. So we have our furnace vents open down here and our garage door open. Try to push some of that air out. Alright, so now we're putting on our cabinet doors. You'll want to mount the brackets to the door. Luckily I was able to use the previous holes, which saves a little bit of time. And I got the handle on there and a couple little bumpers. It all came together from the Amazon link that I have below. So to set this on there, I'm just going to kind of line it up with the drawer and where that meets. And then it just goes about a 1/4 inch up from the rest. Now it wants to shift right as I tighten it down, so I actually start a little bit off to the left. And with a little bit of luck, I'm going to hold this with my knee, just like that. And I'm able to screw it in from this point. There. It opens and everything. There we go. I got 2 more screws to throw in there, and I'm all set. Don't want to over tighten these because if I do, they'll strip out. Liquor secure. Nothing wrong with having a well-stocked social cabinet. If you enjoyed this video or find it helpful, consider looking in the description. This video is actually part of a larger project where I transformed my kitchen for only $500.